Well, well, well. Hello again. Here I am. It's not going to be a live streaming this evening for a series of complications, uploading, downloading, and what have you. I didn't have the material ready, and therefore I thought I'd just make a recording and then upload the recording. Obviously, what have people been talking about today? Well, what have people been talking about today? I think is, well, maybe it depends what your preferences are. Are you into tennis? Are you into football? Are you into cricket? Are you into all the various sports? There is one thing I think we should say, and it's certainly, I think, of great relevance, and for a number of different reasons. Obviously, again, I'm talking live from Italy, and I think it's only right, irrespective of whether, let's be very sporting and good sportsmen. That doesn't only mean that you are able to, or that you are a good sports. You may be a footballer, you may be a tennis player, you may be a swimmer, you may, whatever you are. Being a sportsman is being, obviously enjoying a sport. You might be naturally playing at professional or non-professional level. All these guys, obviously, we're talking about professionals here, certainly in football and, of course, in Wimbledon or at Wimbledon, and therefore in tennis. Excuse me, I have a bit of a cold. I just took a ride and cycled round the lake near Varese yesterday, and excuse me, went back and forth. I think in all I did about maybe 28, 30, 35, maybe I touched 40 kilometers, which was good, good progress for me and very good exercise. I'd had a heavy day on Saturday. I'd been out all day under that belting sun. It was really warm, hot, dry. Okay, it was dry, not humid, but it was warm. It was well over 30 degrees most of the day, and I was standing out in the sun, and I was jolly glad I had my straw. I didn't have my Panama hat with me, but I did have something quite similar, and I can tell you, it saved my bacon, because had I not had a straw hat, or had I not had a hat of some sort, I think it could have been quite tricky. I might have come back with a sunburnt head, I think, because those sort of temperatures and standing out in the sun all day. Anyway, let's keep to the point. What are we talking about? We're talking, yes, sports. We're talking sportsmanship, and therefore being a sportsman as well as playing or practicing, participating in sports. A great part of it, obviously, maybe individual sports. There might be team sports, but the important thing is sportsmanship. Very important, and always to have that good feeling. You saw at the end of the game, yes, Italy won. Yes, we won. The Italians, not we. The Italian squad there with Roberto Mancini, who's their, as you all well know, their coach and their Tuscan captain. Very well coordinated, very well led, I would say. Led them to victory after the extra time, played both ways. So we had another half hour's game, which was just adding more and more fatigue to the already quite tired players. Some of us had watched Wimbledon earlier in the afternoon, so already just watching Wimbledon, we were feeling tired, and that made us feel even even more tired to wait until 8 o'clock. That's 8 p.m. Obviously, UK time. The game being played at Wembley. Here in Italy with us, it was 9 p.m. And by then, some of us were really quite exhausted and lucky still to be on our feet. However, I think it was a tremendous day, and I think what we should all remember in whatever we do when it's related to sports, yes, you could also apply it on a more general basis when you're talking about work and things, working in a team, working together, working as a group, going forward, progressing. But it's slightly different because, of course, you've got the formality, you've got the formal aspect of things, which is quite different from obviously playing football when you're sitting around a table and you're discussing a new assignment, a new project, whatever it might be. And therefore, yes, you'll all have noticed I'm flying the flag. Here it is, Italy, Italy, Azzurri. It's a different type of sportsmanship, but nevertheless, it's all a question. Let's face it, it's all a question of respect, respect towards the other people, to your teammates, respect to the other players, respect to never argue with the referee or the linesman, otherwise you'll get your yellow card or your red card or you risk being sent off. So their decision is full and final. But as I say, it was a day I think marked, obviously in Europe I'm talking, because Wimbledon, as we know, is, yes, it is the most prestigious and elite world tennis tournament, and has been, of course, since the days of somebody like, just to drop a name, Fred Berry, who I believe won Wimbledon back in 1929. Well, here we are in 2021. The commentator in the football kept on referring to 2020. Maybe he'd lost out last year because there'd been no games, and he kept on referring to, this is the Italian commentator, but let's stick to the point. Sportsmanship, being sporty, and being, not getting, because even the English side, they play very well. You could say that after the first goal, certainly well into the second half, Italy were definitely dominating the game, and of course they played it through, and then they got to the penalties, and penalties is always a nightmare. It's you can never say who's going to win on penalties. It's just really a complete. Anyway, I'll close very briefly by saying it's one of those experiences that at least we're here, and we're able to say we were there, and we enjoyed it, and we watched it, and we saw it. Both the Wimbledon game, which, yes, was won by somebody who's, a professional tennis player, but has also won Wimbledon on a number of occasions. And this young, up-and-coming Italian player, I'm not saying he appeared from nowhere, but well done him. And without mentioning any names, obviously, for privacy, or perhaps that people do want their names mentioned, but he's a very competent, young, up-and-coming tennis player. You could almost associate or in some way compare him, if we want to make comparisons, to, say, the first time another very young player, Andy Murray, who won Wimbledon, I believe, when he was 17 or 18. So really, again, the age factor is very important. Anyway, well done, Italy, there. He didn't win. He got into the finals. He didn't win. Italy in the football got into the finals and they won. So they were equally, but very, very team spirit. And you'll all have noticed at the end of the game how they opened up the tunnel, and the English side went through and they all shook hands, which was almost more like seeing a rugby game, because personally I played rugby, and at the end of the game it was always a handshake or a hug after a very, very tough game sometimes, but the winner is, and whoever it was, and then you open up the tunnel and let the other boys through, just to say, you know, good game, guys. Okay, on this occasion you won, next time we might win. But as I say, remembering things, and I just like to close by saying I have, because I've still got it, a beautiful flag, one of those flags you wave around at the end of the game if you win, that is. If you don't, you put it quietly under your seat, probably, or wherever you are, which actually, can you believe it, it was, I believe the flag is 31 years old, because it was to mark the World Cup when it was played in Italy, Italia 90, when I think most of San Siro was rebuilt, or at least they added 2 new rings onto the San Siro stadium, which of course I think it went from about 70,000 to full capacity of 90,000 people as a crowd, and exceptional. And everybody who saw this flag, they couldn't believe it, and there it was, Italia 90, and you thought, my goodness, you know, it's 31 years old and it's still there, and here we are. This was it wasn't the World Cup, but it was the European Cup final, and in 2021 Italy took it home, and are very proud to have done so. But I think if we want to keep to the theme, which is experiences, today we can say, well, we lived that experience, and we can say we were there and we enjoyed it. We had a great time. It was tough, it was warm, it was hot, but everybody was very, very, there was that spirit, great spirit and feeling. Even some people joking with me about, who are you supporting? Are you supporting the Italians? Are you supporting the English? Are you supporting the Scots? No, the Scots, they've been knocked out earlier on. But so there was always, but even that was sporting, and it was, you know, pulling my leg, or I was pulling theirs, and saying, but, you know, I mean, why not? The odds, were they on or against Italy, or were they on or against England? And of course people were there madly betting away. Anyway, I think that's enough for today, and I'll be throwing my the next live streaming on in the next couple of days. And again, we'll always pick a theme, because I think if we pick a theme and stick to a theme, it's better, it's easier to understand, it's easier to follow. And you guys, you must tell me, I'd like some comments and some likes, but also let me know if you feel I'm speaking a little too fast, or if I'm using perhaps expressions or words that you're not so familiar with. You know, I'm always looking for your feedback, so please come back to me, get back to me on that, and what can I say? Have a great one, and keep up the good work. All the best. Cheers. Bye for now. Bye.